What's up, every pony? Good evening and welcome to Luna Radio. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, DJ Silver Eagle, and I'm joined today with my co-host, DJ Fruit Loops from Luna Radio. What's up? We have a very special guest here today. We have a somewhat of a new artist. I don't know, rising star, a mighty fine artist, EDM, electronic artist in the pony community, Axon. Axon, thank you for joining us.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It's great to be on Luna Radio.
So first of all, why don't you tell the folks out in the wild a little bit about yourself and what music you've worked on so far?
I'm Axon. I make, electronic music. So I'm from California, 16, and about my music. So let's see. I've always made music. I mean, it's always been a part of what I do. I learned to play the piano when I was young, and I've always had music around me. Mom, dad always playing music. Everybody in the family plays an instrument. So I figured, hey, why don't I make my own? And the brony fandom kind of introduced me to the electronic type genre, so I hadn't really heard a whole lot of that before. So then I started listening to it when I got into the fandom, and now I'm making it, and it's great. I love it.
So you mentioned that your whole family has been doing music.
Yes.
Has a passion for music, I guess.
Yes.
Historically, in all different shapes and sizes. So, has that applied? What all different types of things have you done before this?
Well, honestly, I haven't produced as much as I've just played. I mean, get sheet music, start jamming on the piano, and that's what I've done up till when I started producing electronic music. But I've really kind of taken to kind of composing my own on the piano, but I never really got around to publishing it. I just kind of made it, and it's sitting there, and I never put it out there. So I made it, but it never got out.
Ah, okay. So this is your first experience then with music that's sort of out in the public that you've completely produced.
Yes,
from the ground up.
That's a good feeling. That's
got to be very satisfying.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really good.
That's awesome. Well, for some of our listeners who are just joining us, welcome again to Luna Radio. We're here with Axon Tacturn, I guess is your full name. Is that right?
That's the whole thing, yeah. But
that's the full name.
That's the full name, yeah.
And we have a little sample of Axon's music here. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with him, we have a sample of one of his creations. This is Flying and Falling. Yes. Here on Luna Radio.
Yes.
And we'll just give you a sample here. We'll just let you listen to this, and then we'll get right back to our discussion. And we are back. Once again, for those of you just joining us, welcome to Lunar Radio. I'm Silver Eagle, and I'm joined with my co-host, DJ Fruit Loops, and we are interviewing the young and talented Axon Tacturn. Thank you again for stopping by. That was one of Axon's songs right there. That was Flying and Falling. You want to tell us a little bit about that song and the composition process for it?
Oh boy, let's see. Well, no, originally I just got inspired by I thought of a picture in my mind, and I said, what would it be like to try and make this picture come alive with music? It was supposed to be like a Pegasus taking off and then flying straight up into the clouds, and then when you get to the drop, turn around and go straight down. So that's basically my inspiration for that particular song.
Oh, okay. So this whole song is one big metaphor. Then
yeah.
So the metaphor of flying and the uplifting and everything else, and then tumbling back down to the ground. That's actually
my mind is just being blown.
That's very
right
thoughtful
now.
Composition. Wow.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, when I try to make music, it's just.
Sort of like this is the equivalent of me trying to play what is that Super Mario's Brawl whatever, what's that game? I don't remember.
Smash Brothers. Yes.
That's right. If I ever play that, I'm just sitting there just hitting whatever button gets me like anywhere near. Yeah, exactly. Probably how I would compose music too. Wow, that involves an awful lot of premeditation. Then I suppose. How long did it take you to, from the conception of the idea of that song to finished product?
Well, for finished product, when I released it out on YouTube, it took me a month. Just because there was delays with the artwork, and then after that I went back and listened to it, and I didn't like the mixing, because it had been such a long time waiting for the artwork. I was like, oh, I should probably go back and redo the mixing. So I remixed it, and then I slapped it on the picture, and boom, posted it to YouTube. So in all, it took about a month.
So what we're listening to right there is actually sort of like a little VIP remix of the original. Then I noticed that you had two on your SoundCloud there. You had Flying and Falling, and then you had Flying and Falling Work in Progress.
Yeah, the Work in Progress. I put that up to see what my friends, my good music friends would have about it, and see, hey, maybe you could critique me a bit on this, since you've been doing it a little longer than I have. It's always good to have somebody else listen to it, because if you just listen to it and then you play it for somebody else, you might get two different kinds of opinions on, like, what I think is, I should have more of a melody, kind of high-pitched kind of thing, and then other people are like, no, I like the bass roar, the wub heavy stuff. Like, okay, so maybe I should put a little bit more of that in there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody's tastes are unique, so there's probably a balance you have to strike there between keeping your own creative juices in it, and listening to what everybody else wants. And
yeah, exactly.
you mentioned that people like that sort of bass and wubby thing. I've heard this a few times. A couple of artists have sort of lamented about this fact that the pony community, for as open and understanding as they are, the masses in the pony community often really gravitate toward wubsy type stuff.
Yeah, they go for that gritty stuff.
Obviously.
Have you found that you've deliberately resisted that, or that you've gone with it, or how have you responded to that?
I mean, I haven't really let it affect me where I say, okay, well, people want to listen to this, but I don't really want that. I want my own style. If I go with what everybody else is saying, oh, well, I like to listen to this, but then you lose your originality. You just drop out.
Absolutely. That's a respectable position to take. It's good to, be yourself in the wild. And I think a lot of people, and you've already started to see some popularity in the community, right?
I wouldn't say popularity, but I mean, I have got, I've got a couple views, a couple hundred views on YouTube. So I'd say that's much better than nothing at all.
You're off to a great start.
Yeah, definitely.
It could be that my YouTube is messing up on me. That's possible. But
it's like that thing where it reaches that view count and then it just stops.
It could be that too. But
I think Axon really has 3,000 views.
Probably has hundreds of thousands, and they're just waiting for the database to update. We'll just say that until and then eventually it'll happen, and then see, I told you. But
it was YouTube all along.
Your first video, though, was, January of this year?
Yeah, it was. It was...
In the sense of the brony fandom, you're extraordinarily new to it. Then.
Yes, I am. I am very, very new to it.
And yet, so far, I mean, that song right there is excellent for, just... I don't know, in my opinion, I think that's a fantastic song on its own merits, not even with the, I wouldn't even qualify it with, oh no, he's new. I wouldn't even say that. I would just say, that's just good music.
Oh, well, thank you.
And, so I think it's impressive what you've pushed.
Oh, yeah, good job on that, man.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So how long were you a brony?
I was a brony since the middle of May of 2012, so I came in just after Season 2 had ended.
Oh, wow. So you've been here for a good while.
You were a brony for what, about half a year then? Maybe half a year and change between when you started liking pastel marshmallow horses, you started deciding to do... music related to them. So in that
marshmallow music?
Yeah, marshmallow. Yeah, marsh music. Music. I don't know. I'm not really.
Axon's OC looks like a marshmallow.
Oh, really?
True, actually. Is white.
Bah humbug.
He's sort of a rarity white, except with.
And it's burning on the edges.
Exactly.
It's someone just stuck it in the fire, and it was just way too hot.
Yeah, because it's a marshmallow, don't you know?
It's a roasted marshmallow. Exactly, it's a roasted.
That's exactly what it is. It's a roasted marshmallow.
Cannot unsee.
We're all staring at it here,
Axon, you will forever be a marshmallow.
Forever marshmallow.
So in that time, though, between bronydom and musiciandom.
That's a word.
What are you, a dictionary? What got you to sort of switch and to sort of start going from I'm going to consume all the content out in the pony community to now I'm going to start being a part of creating it?
Right. All right. Well, let's see. There's a bit of a story with that, if I may.
Yeah, story time.
Story time. No, let's see. My first pony convention was Equestria LA, out here in California, and so I had heard about it, and I was like, hey, maybe I should try and go to a con. So I decided, hey, this one's right near to my house, like 50 miles. So I decided, all right, cool, I'll go. So the artists that were there, Alex S., Silverhound, Fuzoogs, Mike the Microphone, Eurobeat Brony, they were amazing when they played, and while they had a musicians panel for one of the panels that they were doing at the con, and people would come up to a mic and ask them, like, how do you make your music? Like, how would you do that? And they just said, you just do it. It comes naturally to you. You just do it. I'm like, oh, wow. So, and after all the panels were done, like 10 o'clock, there was a concert, and I was like, oh man, I gotta see this. So I stayed for the concert, which was amazing, just fantastic concert. And Mike the Microphone stands up on the stage, and he, right before the encore, he goes, he gives this little speech, and he says, I don't care what anybody says you can or cannot do. If you have the drive, you have the motivation, you can do whatever you want. And I really took that to heart, and I made it real. I decided, hey man, I'm going to make music like these guys, and I don't care if, nobody listens to it. I'm still going to do it because it's fun, and really, it's my special talent. It's what I was made to do.
Like your cutie mark?
Yeah, well, kind of like my cutie mark. I would have named him differently if that was his only special talent.
Right. No, that's an awesome story, and this is hilarious, though. This is yet another. I'm going to add it to my list. Let me get my notepad out and add it to my list of Mike the Microphone inspired me to do better stories. The IRC, of course, yet again with the thoughtful and poignant comments. You do have a very soothing voice there, Axon. You don't sing.
No. But right now I'm not, I don't have the equipment to really record myself singing. I mean, I'd like to do it, and lyrics are something that I'd really like to add to my music, but I don't have the money nor the time with school. I'm in 2 advanced placement classes right now, and I can't take the time. I can't take the time to go out and get a job over the summer because I've got school. I've got a bunch of things that I'm doing, actually. I do a lot outside school and outside music, so sometimes it's even hard to find time for music, but I manage. You
have worked on another song, and this is one of the other songs that we had selected as a exemplary piece of your portfolio. Was a song that you had done in collaboration with Ponify.
Yes, indeed.
So is this your first experience in the collaborative business? It
is my first experience, and it's really awesome to collab with artists like Ponify. It's really an experience that it's different than doing it on your own, because you'll do a part and then he'll do a part, and it just evolves from there. It's really an awesome experience, and thank you, Ponify. That was so awesome.
How did you find Ponify?
Let's see. How did I find Ponify? Well, I was checking around SoundCloud just because I was a new artist, and I was like, I had seen one of Ponify's songs, and I listened to it, and I just found that I couldn't stop listening. I was just like, whoa, this is like hypnotizing, man. Like, I played it 6 times in a row, and I still couldn't stop. But so I said no, yeah. But so then what was it? No, I contacted him and said, hey, I'd like to be in your musicians group, because he mentioned that he had a musicians group. And he said, okay, send me a sample of one of your songs along. And I sent him Flying and Falling. That was the original. And he said, yeah, you're a good artist. Would be happy to have you in our group. So he added me on Skype into the group. Equestria's Finest. Shout out to Equestria's Finest. You guys rock.
I was about to ask you what group it is. I was going to say we know a lot of people who are in it, actually. Like
Yeah.
we might know all the people who are in it. We know a lot of musicians. I mean, but yeah.
I was literally that close to trying to get in it.
We can't see what you're gesturing. I was literally this close in his arm, like wingspan. It was really far
No,
away.
actually, I'm not even motioning at all. I'm not.
He's not even motioning. This isn't even. He's phoning it in, literally. Well, so Ponify, you and Ponify have another thing in common, which we'll get back around to actually playing
I
the
like
song.
ponies.
Besides liking ponies and besides being on Lunar Radio's IRC right now, you also are both members of Ponyville Live.
Yes, indeed.
Shameless self-plug. I'm totally shameless self-plugging.
Wait, really? Wait, I wasn't informed of this. What?
Oh, of the shameless self-plug hour? Yeah, this begins the shameless self-plug hour. So actually for about the next... till 10:30 Central, we will be talking about Ponyville Live. No, but you're a member of Ponyville Live, and so is Ponify. And they both have profiles on Ponyville Live, so you can actually go to www.ponyvillelive.com and type in their name.
/ Captain Crunch.
/ no. No. You're going to make them go to the Derpy 404 page. It actually is a Derpy 404 page, and it says there used to be muffins here. It's really cute. But anyway, enough about us. Let's talk about you. We're going to take a little momentary break here on Lunar Radio, a proud part of Ponyville Live.
Self-promotion.
Silver, stop promoting. And we're going to listen to Ponify and Axon working together. Partners in legal things. Definitely not crime. With a song, just when we're about to start taking ourselves seriously, it's a song called Derp. All right, every pony. Well, that was Ponify and Axon with Derp. And it just so happens, if you're joining us, that what a coincidence, we actually have one half of Ponify and Axon here with us. The other half is in the IRC, so join us at lunaloves.us to check out the IRC. But we're here with Axon on the air, on the radio. I'm your host, Silver Eagle, and I'm joined with co-host and distractor extraordinaire.
You know it.
Fruit Loops.
Wrecking the house again.
Fruit Loops, who is currently settling a lawsuit over his name, Kellogg. The Kellogg. He's going to have to rename himself to FL Studio.
Oh my god, I just realized, what if someone joins the army and their last name is Mills?
Oh, yeah, and then their general. Yeah. It'd be funny if their name was like Malaise, too.
What?
Like General Malaise. Like, I don't know.
Silver, what are you doing?
They're not all funny. You know, when you make as many jokes as I do, there's going to be some misses in there, right? I mean, it's like playing Battleship. You don't get 100% hits. I mean,
I was actually just thinking that right before you said that.
Really?
Yes, I'm not even joking.
Me and Fruit had the same thought once.
I can't even.
Axon, also you make music.
Yes.
Also in this discussion. I haven't had a discussion. I have focus issues. The focus fox.
No, that's just me.
That's actually mostly Fruit's fault, but that's okay because, boy, what a drag these things would be if I was the only one here, huh? Boy.
Well,
it would sound like an NPR episode, you know, like, I'm Eagle. All things considered. So,
brought to you by
support from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and viewers like you.
Except it would be you just like self-promoting PVO for like an hour.
Brought to you by Ponyville Live and Silver Eagle's enormous fat wallet. Because
Brony Board's going to kill us.
Brony Board is going to kill us. An utter ruin of his station. Let's get back to it.
The IRC is going crazy.
The IRC is just losing it right now. It's crazy. IRC is typically crazy, but they're especially crazy right now. So I actually have questions for you that I thought about.
Really?
I actually rehearsed ahead of time and thought about some questions I should ask you. So, all right. So I already talked about other forms of music that you've worked on, and this is sort of the first form of music that you've produced from beginning to end. You know, you've produced and then put together and published and all that other stuff, right?
Yes.
So, do you think, and this is an opinion, I'm asking you as a musician, do you think that brony music, when you make brony music, do you do it differently than you would do music if you were to just do it for the general public? Or do you just sort of take what you would already have done and just put brony stuff in it?
That's an interesting question. Well, I think music is a type of universal language. So it's interchangeable for me, really. So I feel that's a natural thing, for me at least, to make music about whatever's inspirational at the time. So I've made songs that weren't pony related, and I decided, maybe I should write this about a pony. Yeah, that'd be cool. Do one about vinyl scratch, you know. And so I add in some lyrics, or not lyrics, voice samples, something like that, of like Queen Chan doing Final Scratch's voice. But if I had to stop the fandom when it's over, and I had to keep making music as I would, because it's amazing to make music, I could change into a field if I want.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the musicians, and the reason I ask you this question, is because musicians sometimes get frustrated with the idea that. In general, I mean, they get frustrated, period. But They get frustrated with the idea that if they were to make the same quality of music in the same style that they've always done, but not use clips from Pony stuff, then nobody would listen to it.
Oh well, I was thinking in terms of a fan base actually listening to it. Now that might be a challenge, because there's a lot of artists out there, and when you try to break into something mainstream, it could be tough. I mean, a lot of people have awesome bands where if they make something without ponies, they'll still listen to it. If like Alex has made something that wasn't related to ponies, I'd still listen to it. I might go, well, I wish he was making something about ponies, but I'd still listen to it because he's a good artist. And good art is rare sometimes.
It's a rarity.
The puns. No, but yeah, I'd still listen to it, and there are people out there who still listen to me, even if I was making music. It's great. I'd really take that.
All right, so we just discussed brony music then, and you said specifically that you would listen to other people, and I'm just trying to recap in case people might not have been able to hear you too clearly. If someone else made music, that wasn't pony related, you'd still listen to it just because it's good music, and you would hope that people would do the same for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you see yourself then producing music anytime in the near future that's sort of disconnected from the pony community?
I did work on a collab with another guy in EQF Equestrian Science, and I did release that on my SoundCloud, but I figured that my YouTube page should be specifically pony related. So I did make one. I did make a song that wasn't pony related.
Do you think you'll do that more often, like in the future?
I might. I mean, it would be really amazing if I could make music for a living. I mean, that's every artist's dream, Oh, I want to do this every day, all day, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. And I would like to break into a kind of music scene where it's not pony related and I could be more professional, but
sure.
So I might do. I just might do that.
So I would normally ask. I guess I'd ask the older people. What do you do as your day job when you're not making music? No, but in your case,
I freaking sleep.
Sleep. That doesn't count. That's not gainful employment. What would you be doing in the future? Do you sort of know what your career path is right now? Do you know what you'd be doing if it wasn't music?
Yes, I actually do have a plan for that. I know lots of guys don't have plans like that. They're just like, oh, well, I'll do whatever I can, but I actually do have a plan for that. I am planning on going to college, and, going into the military as an officer in the Marine Corps. That's my plan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Going in and being an officer in the Marine Corps.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Goodness.
Watch
well,
out.
that's a pretty tall order.
Yes, it's a very tall order, and I've thought of every possible way to get there, and right now I'm doing the best I can with my school and everything so I can get into college. I had my eye on Texas A&M University.
Wait.
Oh, no.
So, have you been to any other conventions, Axon?
I have not, but I'm planning on attending BronyCon this year.
Yes.
BronyCon and
I'm going.
EQLA again.
Sweet.
Axon, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yes, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Now, BronyCon, if you're near EQLA, that means you're nowhere near BronyCon.
Yeah, I gotta fly all the way across the country.
35 minutes from my house.
To 35 minutes from Fruit's house. So are you like saving up to fly over there? I mean, that's a pretty big trip.
Yes, I am saving up. That's why I can't get much more music equipment, because I'm saving. Can't get any virtual instruments because I'm spending it all on a con. But yeah, I'm planning on saving up and staying in a hotel with my dad. He says he'll go with me. So
wait. Your dad says he'll go with you?
Yeah, he said he'll go with me.
That is awesome. Is he going to attend BronyCon?
Yes, he is. He's going to attend Friday. So I didn't have money. I didn't have the money. He didn't have the patience to go 3 days. But he said
he didn't have the patience.
He didn't have the. No, but yeah, he said he'll go, and it's really cool. It's really cool that he's going with me. He'll get to see what fandom's all about, and hopefully he'll get to see what's more. There's more to the fandom than just a bunch of guys dressed up as ponies, which is pretty much his interpretation. Is a bunch of college guys with nothing better to do and no lives, no jobs, and that's my family's basic opinion, that they don't have jobs or lives or anything. I'm just like, come on, man. There's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, a few of us have jobs.
Does Bronyborn count?
Does Bronyborn count? I think Bronyborn counts.
I'm joking.
I have a job somewhere, in the mix, somewhere in my free time, quote unquote.
Yeah. Speaking of BronyCon, do you know that Tabby Puss is coming to BronyCon with me?
Oh,
it's actually going to happen. We've been planning since like November.
Are you guys gonna do a radio show?
Probably.
Oh, it's gonna be.
This is DJ Tabby Puss.
This is DJ Fruit Loops. Hi, coming to you from.
That was pretty accurate, actually.
Well, I've heard it. So, Axon.
Yep.
While we're in non-serious portion of the interview, does anyone ever make the joke "ax on, ax off"?
No, because they don't pay attention to me to make that joke. They just go, "What? You do music? No, I don't. Get out of here." Like
Axon body spray.
Axon body spray, and my bow, and my Axon.
That's actually pretty good.
So,
are we really doing this again?
Are we doing the? Yeah, we're not. No. We're not.
No.
No whacking pun thing again. But interview, no whacking. It was just maybe 5 minutes of interview followed by 45 minutes of pun. But Axon is Axon in your case referring to the portion of the nervous system?
I hadn't actually thought about that. That's a good point. But no. That, like, let's see. I have no idea where that first name part came up with. That first part, I have no idea where I came up with that. I was making a gamer tag, like, for PS3 and stuff, and I just went, I'll just type in letters and see if something makes sense enough for somebody to pronounce it. I actually had to get several ones because I couldn't get the spelling right. People kept pronouncing it wrong, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta change it. So I changed it a couple times, and now I'm with this one. But the last part of that Tacturn, that one actually has a bit more meaning to that. That one is a Latin derivative of darkness.
Ooh.
I used to study Latin, and I thought, hey, maybe I should do something with a little more meaning than just words. Well, they all have meaning, but you get my picture.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that so what is the what's the backstory? I don't want to make fun of your OC. we've already mentioned that he's a marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
But he totally has like emo hair. right?
Oh, not that okay, so the emo hair.
He's like really takes this personally. I'm sorry, I didn't.
I don't take it personally, man. Yeah. No, let's see. The emo hair. No, actually, I was looking for a better avatar for my YouTube page than just OC Pony Creator, and I was, yeah. So I decided I'm gonna get a commission. So
Yeah.
I was really new to the commissioning process and never actually did that. And they say, "Where's your refs?" I'm like, "What refs?" And
Reference photos, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't have one. So I came up with some kind of something and on OC Pony Creator, and I edited it to the best of my, skills, which is not very many with the art of visual. I do audio art, not visual art. So I edited it and I sent it in, and the artist said, "All right," and I got that. That's what I got. That's just the way the hair went. I didn't get anything until it was done, and bam, there it was. And I just kind of went with it. I didn't say that it was, oh well, it's kind of, I'm not so sure about the hair, but it was already released, so.
It's a little adorable, though. We only make fun of it because it's adorable. The bangs are actually like parted to one side. It's really specifically kind of emo.
Thank you.
No, it is. It's nice.
I'm a zebra, and what is this?
What? Fruit Loops OC. If you want an example of the type of OC that Axon was trying not to be like.
Yes!
We have Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops OC is literally exported directly from OC Pony Creator. just exported direct, and I believe actually with a blur added, just to make sure that the quality doesn't reach too high. There's no way. If it was any higher, I mean, it'd blind you. So it has to be.
Yeah, that's what I pretty much did.
It's terrible. I know. I'm being mean. But
actually, you're being generous.
Well, we got to get you a commission, dude. We gotta find somebody to draw a pony for you. You need an OC with a cool backstory, right? Like he was a street thug pony.
Thug life.
Running Poison Joke. He was smuggling Poison Joke across the Everfree border. And, you do have a commission, that's right.
Well, it's not technically a commission, but...
You need a commission with you not making out with somebody. Kind of a buzzkill, honestly. Yeah. All right. So, what are some other questions? The audience has not posed any questions. I forgot to mention that, by the way, the audience is allowed to pose questions. I don't suppose usually they don't ask for permission. They just start asking questions. They're just like, hey!
It's just like everyone just going everywhere.
Everyone all at once is just like, hey, you're my favorite musician. I do blah blah blah. So, audience.
Usually half the questions we get don't even make sense.
Yeah, they don't at all, and so we have to filter out the if you could choose between a purple T-shirt and socks, which would you choose? 5 questions. We actually have questions now from the audience. So, first question from the audience is, what programs do you use to compose your music?
Ooh, all right. Well, obvious question. No, let's see. I use FL Studio 10 as my digital audio workstation. I also use Massive I use
Oh,
Massive.
yeah.
And,
Oh.
Yeah, Massive, yeah. And citrus, whatever you want to call it. Some people pronounce it differently.
I'm going to citrus because of fruit.
Fruit. Yeah.
Fruit, yay. And I don't use much else. I mean, there's little programs here and there like Trance Drive, which is like a free little thing. It's free. And just Vengeance sound kits like with the drums. That's it. That's what I use for drums. And that's pretty much it. I don't use much else, other than the default fruity FL Studio type thing.
So you're actually not allowed to say Fruity Loops anymore because they literally did get sued by Kellogg's.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, that was the joke earlier, is Fruit Loops is getting sued by Kellogg's. Fruity Loops actually did get sued by Kellogg's. So this is just, I mean...
What?
This is just out of left field. Kellogg said Fruity Loops is too close to our trademark, Fruit Loops, the cereal, right?
I think I should go hide.
Well, the Fruit Loops cereal, of course, is spelled like F-R-O-O-T Loops.
Yeah.
Is actually little people don't recognize until they go back and look at the box as an adult. They just assume it was spelled correctly, but actually no, the O's are O-O's, F-R-O-O-T.
Actually, my name is actually how you spell it.
What?
Yeah, F-R-E-W-T-L. Freddleweps. It's pronounced Freddleweps.
Don't even say Freddleweps. I'm going to kill you.
In your sleep. So, they actually had to, if you go to FruityLoops.com, there's a thing that says, this domain is no longer valid. Please go to flstudio.com. They may.
Scared.
You might actually get a cease and desist. Which is kind of hilarious. If you got cease and desisted, that would just be really funny. It'd be like Lunar Radio DJ Fruit Loops now under arrest after causing a public disturbance. Upon realizing that he was cease and desisted, he promptly started throwing Fruit Loops at everybody. Announcing that
one of my friends who I met at CloudCon actually gave me a giant bag full of Fruit Loops.
Like on purpose.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're gonna use Fruit Loops. I'm gonna bring you a giant bag of Fruit Loops."
So we actually went out and did it, and then came back.
Yeah,
no.
I'm still eating them for breakfast.
That's kind of cool.
I know, right?
It's a big bag.
That must be a giant bag of fruit.
And he was like, I was going to get you the bigger one, but I don't know.
I was going to get you a bigger one. This one is
the animal feed size.
Then you would have to like one of those big multi-meal kind of bags, like those
carry with your whole body.
Yeah, the reseal. It's like dog food, 50-pound bags. So you just, I got cereal. Got enough cereal to feed a family of 82 for a week and a half.
It's not freaking mulch.
It's like mulch. We're going to ask you silly questions instead. The last question we had was, do you love me, Axon, from Ponify?
What?
He's proposing.
What? Oh, do I love you? Bro love, not, I don't do, guys, man. I love you as a friend, man. You're a great friend, man. You're awesome.
Okay. I platonically love you. Ponify is the official answer. Or I should say, should I always pronounce his name Pon3fi just to make him mad? I should do that because people do that with Finning. They call him F3ning. F3ning. Or Deadmau 5.
Deadmau 5.
Oh God, all those people.
All those people. They have the same thing. So who is your favorite pony?
Okay, this is gonna be
getting ready to clarify it even before you say it.
Okay, hold on. First of all, put your pitchforks down.
Remember, you're on Luna Radio. No pressure.
Remember, you're on.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. No, seriously. Oh my gosh, it is Luna, but you'll probably think that I'm not being serious, but it really is.
I think I would be inclined.
I call lies.
Yeah, are you throwing pandas at us?
I call BS.
Alright, but what if I had to pick another one, it would be Applejack. Yes,
technically also pandering, because Brodyborn likes.
Fine, another one. If you really want to know, Vinyl Scratch. Or is that not original?
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. No, I'd accept Vinyl Scratch. So you're throwing pandas at us mostly, and so as a result, I'm leaving the fandom. Actually, right after this interview, I'm going to go ahead
and then you're going to cry about it all night, and then you're going to wake up and be like, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, I'm not leaving the fandom. I'll come back. We actually get to use that joke. We get to use that joke on the air now. We used to not get to use that joke because it belonged to the competition. But now Ponyville Live is partnered with the Everfree Network. So we can totally use Saber Sparks jokes. So that's like the best part of the deal. Sweet.
I actually met Final Draft at CloudCon, by the way.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Axon.
Yep.
Let's ask you questions. Do you see yourself performing at conventions?
Oh, wow. That would be amazing. I mean, that's... Oh, man. That would be astonishing if I could do that.
This is like a big
I would love... Yeah, like, I would love to play at a convention. But first, I'd want to get my music straight. I wouldn't want to play like Flying and Falling at a con. I think people would throw things. But
don't be so hard on yourself. It sounds great.
But yeah,
they would
that
throw
would be
money.
Yeah, they would throw money. Yeah.
No, I'd really like to play at a con.
Throwing money at my stream, but nothing is happening. Take my money.
Shut up and take
my money.
So maybe one day that'll happen, and
yeah, you never know.
Maybe we can help make you famous.
Oh,
Fruit and Axon 2013.
With our, we know so many important people. It's not even funny. Like I know Fruit Loops, and
who's that guy? No one knows him.
I know Shrew. You guys know Shrew? Another one
Ew.
of DJs. I know Shrew too. A lot of really famous people. Just here on Luna Radio, and not even to mention, anywhere else.
Bronyborn, I mean, come on.
Bronyborn. I mean, I know Bronyborn too. That guy is all over the place. He is more connected than like
Legos.
Like a what?
Lego. I don't know.
Legos.
Connected than Legos? I guess I can't think of anything better, so Legos. He's more connected than Legos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a hard-boiled celebrity. He doesn't take autographs unless you pay him $55.
More connected.
Why
than two teenagers using Facebook, Instagram, and MySpace.
Oh.
Because people use MySpace. Yeah!
Really wasn't sure where you were going to go with that. So,
yeah, I wasn't planning on going anywhere with it.
Good. Shrew did interview Assertive Fluttershy. Shrew actually does a set called Shrew d'Etat here on Luna Radio, which it's a great name. We're besties.
I think we're becoming like the pun radio station of the internet.
I think. Are we our own laughing stock? Is that what we're doing now? Have we reached that point as a station?
I think we should just change our name to Punna Radio.
DJ Pun 3. We should do that. Anyway. DJ Pun 3. That's going to ruin it for them. They're going to see that before the joke hits the radio, and then they'll be like, why did he do that? And then 30 seconds from now, they'll be like, oh, that's why he did. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, yeah.
Because the puns are incoming.
The puns are incoming, exactly. It's about to happen. So
it's about to hit the fan.
Axon, obviously, and I don't want to keep asking you silly questions because, after all, you actually have some very thoughtful answers to these questions. I honestly, most of the time, people will just say, like, oh, yeah, well, I just, like making good music. You actually put, like, even in this one song, The Flying and Falling, it obviously has a lot of thought behind it. So, what are your thoughts, then, on the general brony community? If you were to just have the soapbox.
I think it's amazing. I mean, really, getting... Oh, geez. There's not enough that I can really say about it. I mean, the fans of the show themselves, they're just phenomenal. I mean, because it really takes something... It really takes something to get out there and say, I like a show that people are going to totally ridicule and run all over me for. And
sure.
if you can say that out loud and not crumble under the pressure, that's something. Just that alone, not even the creative amount of, there's so much creativity in the fandom. I mean, there's the music, there's artwork, there's the PMVs, videos, animation, the list goes on and on. I mean,
it's a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people making, like, remakes of the show, like, show quality. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Animation that rivals the quality of the show itself. I mean, really amazing stuff. It's all these, mostly young and mostly talented people all coming together. And it's really something else. It's something special.
It is.
So, you mentioned, though, that, people who are strong enough or brave enough to say that I like this show regardless of what people may think about me, right?
Yep.
You've been fortunate enough to at least have, I don't know if it's the full acceptance, but at least it sounds like the tolerance of your own family.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's always going to be teasing, like, oh, whoa, hey, have you watched My Little Pony today? But I mean, my family is really cool. They're really great. I mean, sometimes they'll even sit down and watch the show with me. So I have to say that I give total credit to my family. They're really amazing. That they can just say, they can have a son and not go, oh man, my son's like secretly gay or something, They can, I mean, because that's the number one thing that everybody thinks, the first thing that pops in their head.
Yeah.
But yeah, my family's really awesome. I mean, because there's lots of guys out there who don't get that kind of thing.
No, and you're absolutely right. And so parents, I know there aren't a lot of parents of bronies listening, but if you're listening with your brony child tonight here on Lunar Radio, take heart.
Who's listening to Lunar Radio?
Who is listening to Lunar Radio? I don't know, all three of you. Take heart, because it is very important to do that. And tolerance, when we say love and tolerate, we don't necessarily mean you have to love everything other people do. We're not saying that, because then there would be no sense of individuality,
Yeah.
But let people be who they are.
Yeah, and don't judge them for it. Don't make,
exactly.
First,
they're not lesser people.
Yeah, they're not lesser people because of it.
They're not lesser people, and especially, this goes back, this whole thing, you mentioned that, the perception that liking ponies is gay and that being gay is bad. Like, that's two wrong assumptions.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's one of those things where don't judge somebody just because they do something that's different. I mean, sometimes different is a good thing. It's not like but if everybody was the same and everybody did the same thing, we'd all be gray blobs. I mean, really, there's got to be some kind of expression, and sometimes ponies gives you that kind of thing.
That outlet.
You gotta have some sort of burn to your marshmallow.
Oh, the marshmallow jokes.
What? Fruit. What is that? What is that? Come on, we're being serious, Fruit. Come on.
I just killed it.
All right.
You killed it. You killed it.
I'm sorry.
So have you, so you've received a pretty good reception then from your family. What about your friends and your peers in high school?
Ooh, that one's good. That's good. That's really good. All right. Friends. I do have some really awesome friends. I mean, I don't have many, but I have the ones that I have are good, and I'd rather have, a small group of friends rather than a ton of friends, but they don't even know what you like.
Sure.
So I, like, most of my friends are receptive, and they go, okay, that's great. And honestly, one of them themselves is a brony, and the other one has a brother who's a brony. So...
Oh, well, there you go.
So, yeah, so it's like, oh, well, hey, man, it's in your family, too. But, it's contagious. It's contagious.
It's in your family too. It's surrounding me.
I could see that as like some sort of commercial. Like, has your family been struck with the brony disease?
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know what episode of My Little Pony is airing in your son's bedroom?
Yeah, but I do have a friend who's less open-minded to things like that, and I guess you could say he's homophobic, where he's
It's 2013. Get with it.
Yeah, but really, he's not so supportive, and he really kind of tries to deter me from it, and I just go, man, you do what you do, and I'll do my ponies. I mean, it's not, don't take that the wrong way, man.
Phrasing, Axon.
Don't say anything, Fruit.
No.
Don't say it.
Fruit, don't say anything.
All right.
Or you're grounded.
Now, getting
grounded.
Back to what I was saying. Now, he's got some things that sometimes I think are out there, far beyond what he might be capable of. But I support him and I say, do it. Do what you want to do. Do what you love. And that's one thing that I think I've learned from ponies is don't just say something, make it happen. I mean,
sure.
You can say, oh, well, I want to be an artist for the next big company and design all their logos and stuff. But
I want to be the very best. Sorry.
But come on. But really, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, is you got to keep on doing it and not stop, no matter what people tell you.
Words to live by. Keep moving forward. That's good then. So that sort of leads into another question I would ask you, which would be, what's a big thing that you've learned from your time as a brony? How is it? What's the mark it's left on your life? Have you found yourself with a whole lot of new friends that you wouldn't have had before? New memories?
Oh, there's lots of stuff. I mean, I probably would have never attended a convention, and but the biggest impact that it has left on me is, like I said before, don't just judge someone, find out what it's all about. Because on the surface, bronies might look a little weird to the outside world, but if you get into it and you really know what it's about, it's an amazing fandom. I mean, the first time I heard, a bunch of guys, my age plus, like 17 plus, are watching a show with a demographic for, little girls, I would have been like, what? No, I would have had exactly the same kind of view that my friend does now. Oh, that's gay. It's not right for a man to do that. But it's different now, because I can see that there are more things to experience than just, live your life like a real man. It's like, you gotta explore more. And I'm a lot more open to other people's ideas now, regardless of the religion, of their sexual orientation, their viewpoints, their political stance, whatever. I just kind of go, all right, that's fine. I don't mind. If you're not, as long as you're not hurting anybody,
right,
then go ahead.
I think that's a really healthy mentality to have in general. And, that's the fine line right there, is what you just mentioned. Is a lot of people tend to either overinterpret love and tolerate as meaning let yourself get walked all over,
right?
And sort of minimalize your own opinions, marginalize your own opinions, and let other people, who may be loud and confident, but who you may disagree with, sort of take the floor. That's not what that means.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean don't stand your ground, your ideological ground, but it may mean that if someone else if you have no good reason to dislike someone else's activities or preferences or tastes or behaviors or composition as a person,
yeah,
that there's nothing, there's no reason why you shouldn't get along with them. That
you just have to be able to provide sufficient rebuttal.
You also have to be able to, to defend yourself. That is something we can't let it go so far that we say, well, we'll love and tolerate you even if you hate us. It's like, no. Hate is harmful.
Yeah.
Don't sit by and let it happen.
Yeah, we're not gonna let you walk all over us, but we're not gonna come back and beat you up anyways.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll be the better pony. In this situation,
exactly.
But still, it's a good code to have, I suppose, as a person. So, I don't want to take credit for it, as the pony community is making the generation of tomorrow a more open-minded and progressive one. However,
who would have thought that? Really?
At a small level, everybody has about that same story, which is that everybody hesitates before they get into something like this, and then all of a sudden their idea of masculinity and their idea of conformity and things like that just go out the window.
Yeah,
because you're going to hesitate when you're going to make actually a big choice about what your life is going to go in what direction.
No one's going to second, no one's looking back and going, man, I hate my former self. No. Your former self was exactly who you were at that point in your life, so you shouldn't be hard on yourself. But you should, take that as a sign of growth.
Yeah.
That you're a little bit bigger and a little bit better of a person, because now you like what you like. Not necessarily you like red meat, trucks, and beer. Although I tend to like all three. So I don't even call them manly. I don't care, the manliest brony in the world, but even still, I like horses. I like ponies.
I like marshmallows.
Wait. What do you mean by that?
I meant rarity. Come on. What do you think I was thinking?
Yeah, come on. Will you just keep calling him a marshmallow?
I definitely wasn't referring to that. Come on.
So, Axon, what are you doing for dinner? You like Red Lobster? So are you confirmed for BronyCon? Are you lined up? Are you totally going?
Oh yeah, I'm totally going. If I don't, I paid for the tickets, so I better go.
You had better go.
I'm out. Yeah, or I'm out big money, or at least big money in my case. I don't have a job, so it's big money in my case.
Sure. Yeah. Well, then, some of our people will see you there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going, but...
Sylvia, you're going.
Going to BronyCon?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not going to BronyCon.
Come on, Sylvia.
It's too far.
Do it. You're going to do it.
I spent too much money in Vegas.
You're doing it anyway.
Did you?
I don't care.
Excellent. So I assume you didn't go to Las Pegasus then.
No, I did not.
Ooh, dodge the bullet on that one. No, it was actually, I mean, as far as cons go, it was actually really fun. If they had paid for your hotel room, that was probably not as fun for a few days there. But, yeah, lost a lot of money in Vegas.
Yeah. Isn't that all
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
No, because my bank account transfers over. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, that happened. It wasn't like, welcome to Bank of America. Are you logging in from Vegas? You know, it wasn't like, it didn't ask me because it's like, whatever you do here stays here. Like, no. Like, look at how out of money you are.
Oh, your BitBank.
You do what?
Your BitBank has been depleted.
Your BitBank, yeah. They actually
Can't I hold all of this non-existent money?
They had fake money at Las Pegasus. That was the funniest part. Is
Monopoly money?
Vendor bits, or what was it? It wasn't brony bits. Brony bits is the thing we have in IRC. It was vendor bits or something like. And you'd go give them your money, and the vendors in the vendor booth could only take the vendor fake money. Like, that was like little sheets of paper that represented US dollars. So you'd hand them 5 real US dollars and you'd get back 5 vendor bits. And at the end, because the con had to wrap up so quickly, like, a lot of people didn't get to, like, switch them back for regular cash. So they just had this worthless paper money. It was like,
bad idea. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
This is just one of the many horror stories from that thing. I mean, that thing, oh boy. I'll be telling my grandkids about that stupid thing. I mean, it's little Billy. Let me tell you
Back in the time when I liked ponies.
Back in the time when I liked, it's not going to end. It's not going to end, ever.
I wasn't implying that.
I'm only going to like the same thing until I'm 80. That's going to be the reputation. 40 years from now, it's going to be the reputation like, oh, that show's just for 8-year-old girls and 42-year-old men. Like, we're all going to grow into it, It's going to be like, what? How did that...
Billy, you're watching Transformers? Go watch some ponies or something.
Yeah, no. Why don't you turn the channel to something a little bit more, I don't know, adult-like? Like,
you're on Cartoon Network? Go to the Hub. I mean, come on.
Friendship is Magic, Season 38. Friendship is Magic, Season 38, which is now they're all entirely human. No.
Except that already exists.
I know, it's already going to. It's escalating too quickly. Oh.
My body is not ready.
There's some degree, and I wanted to get your opinion on this too, Axon. There's some degree of, like, you remember what happened with The Land Before Time?
Remotely.
Yeah, The Land Before Time, you're a little bit younger, but, The Land Before Time...
I mean, like, yeah, I used to watch it, but it was never, like, something that I kept following. It just kind of, like, watch it once, twice, move on.
Well, it was a good movie. Land Before Time, the original, was actually produced by Steven Spielberg. Like, this is a really, like, well-made movie, told a really great story. I mean, really heart-wrenching, movie. Well, it did so well in the box office that, the people who made it were just like, oh, let's cash in. And so they made Land Before Time 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
10,
11, 12, 13 in total. I don't know if they've come out with a 14th and a 15th.
Blech.
But they made 13 total Land Before times. Each one of them descending quickly in quality from the one before. Just trying to just sit there and just, print money off of this, the first movie was the only one that was ever really noteworthy, like it was really awesome. But they just kept sitting there just printing money off of it.
Right.
Do you think the Brony, when do you think, based on, the shows that you've watched season 3, I assume,
Yep.
all the way through.
Season 3?
Yeah. What?
What?
Season 3.
Of
They made a
ponies.
season 2?
What?
How
Guess
do I
what?
pony?
Guess what? There is a guy, and his name is King Sombrero. And King Sombrero comes over and takes over the Crystal Meth Empire. And it's actually Breaking Bad. It's a Breaking Bad crossover.
Yeah, we went over this before, I remember.
Yeah, Breaking Babs is the, it's like Bab Seed. Alright, anyway.
No.
Shut up.
I guess I don't really have any right to say anything.
No. You really don't. Oh, yeah, no, I'm derailing the interview this time. Anyway.
Axon's just sitting here like, what?
Axon, you're a trooper. You're a trooper for putting up with this twice. You're an idiot. But
What's that? No, it's not bad. I like it. It's awesome. I mean,
Okay.
it's an interview. I mean, hey,
It's
you can't
He's
keep
lost
it
so
straight.
much intelligence he can't even talk.
It's like the brain damage. We're doing brain damage.
You can't stay serious for like 2 hours. I mean, gosh, it's got to come out eventually.
Exactly. It's practically impossible to stay serious that whole time. It's true. I mean, unless I was talking to like the head of the UN or something. Like, tell me about your international policy views and tell me about how you view nuclear proliferation. So, Axon, tell me
Next
how
week
you
on
view,
Moon Radio's Politics of the Week, Barack Obama.
yeah, how do you feel about nuclear proliferation, Axon? I'm sorry, I'm kidding.
No comment.
No comment. Oh,
How do you feel about Korea?
what?
With the bomb
Better not-
thing in Korea.
Better not blow me up. I'll be pissed. I'll come after him. I'll come back from the grave.
What? Oh, I get it. So, Axon.
Yep.
How long do you think this fandom has in it before they start
Nope.
before they start to just milk us for money and they just stop caring, and they're just churning out new shows and new toys and it just goes right back to the way it used to be with My Little Pony.
Oh, jeez. Well, putting a time kind of frame on that would be impossible because they've got season 4 lined up, right? They've already got that lined up, and it's not. I mean, we don't know anything about it, so it could be that it could keep going, as long as they keep doing the same thing that they've been. I mean, eventually, I'm sure they're going to run out of ideas. It's inevitable,
Right.
and then they're just going to be pumping out toys. It's just Hasbro. It's what it. I mean, like all the. Gosh, Hasbro. Hasbro is like the enemy of bronies, but the.
Not always. I mean,
Not always.
they created, the reason why we are bronies, so I guess it's
Yeah, but I mean, really, all the cease and desists on the project.
all the cease and desists are a bit depressing. That's true.
That's what I mean. But while it's inevitable, I think they can keep it going for a little bit. Like a couple years if they do it right. So
Are you kidding me?
what?
Well, it can keep going longer than that, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it is their best show. I mean, honestly.
I mean, in
really-
our opinion, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it is one of their best shows, so why would they stop? That doesn't make sense. They won't make money on it if they stop. But
It's all about the bits.
it's all about the bits, man.
All about the Benjamin.
So what?
It's all about the Benjamins. That's whatever.
It's
Benjabits?
No, yeah, Benjabits. Yeah. This is Anyway, so we asked this question because it's sort of like a question of like, is, in your opinion, is the doomsday coming? Everybody always says on the forums and everything, it's like, ponies are going to end. What are we going to do?
I think it's going to keep going until Apple Bloom becomes an alicorn.
I would probably, I'd rage quit at that point. Yeah.
If it got bad, I would stop watching it because it's not worth watching. But it is still worth watching right now. So why would you stop? And they can still make it. They can still make the show. So as long as they keep doing that and it's not G3, then it should be fine.
Do you watch any other TV shows? At the level, I would say, at the level that you watch, like My Little Pony, like we really get into it.
Doctor Who?
Really? You're a Whovian?
Yeah.
I'm just getting into Doctor Who.
It's awesome.
Just starting. I'm starting on Netflix. So a lot of people have said start with the new stuff, right?
No, you should start with Netflix. Like, you just started, like, what season?
Like the first one that's on Netflix.
Okay, well, keep watching it. It gets better.
Watching. It gets better.
It gets better as you keep going. And I mean, some people have different opinions on which is the best Doctor. Kind of like who's best pony. Right. But yeah, it gets better as it goes on.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. I haven't done the thing where you sit there and marathon the whole thing, where I watch 20 episodes all at once. I haven't really had any time to do that, but yeah. So Doctor Who.
Yep.
So you a fan of Doctor Who's then?
Well, he's cool. I mean,
he's cool. I mean, he's cool.
Not Doctor Who's is cool. I like it, and
it's cool. Do you have pony swag? Do you have stuffed things?
Not.
I have a stuffed raccoon.
What?
No, not stuffed things. I do have What do you do? You laughing?
He has a stuffed raccoon. I don't know if that's a joke. Do you really?
Yeah. It's my dad. I don't know.
What?
I said nothing.
I don't know what's going on.
I do have some pony merch. I've got little figurines, vinyl figurines. I got one Rainbow Dash and Applejack, and I've got a poster of DJ Pony and Octavia, and I've also got some fan made art, from John Joseco.
Oh,
so you have a poster of Vinyl and Tavi. What does it say on it? Does it say something?
Nope.
Does it say music is a life or something?
What? No. It's one of those things that comes with the box of cards, the trading cards.
Oh, it's one of those that unfolds.
Unfolds things. Yeah, no, it's not.
I got a print of something like that. I was like, oh my god, did he get the same thing?
No. But I did. I have a nice picture of Luna. It's really nice. John Joseco.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's very good.
Luna is all around a pretty awesome pony, really.
Well, she does have a whole radio, so I mean,
she has a whole radio station all to herself, where she can play whatever she wants, and it's only the best in musical choice for the Royal Canterlot voice.
Okay, I'm gonna flip everything. I swear, if you do your Silver Eagle Regal crap again,
what?
You're your old motto for your show or whatever.
It's not my old motto. It's my current motto for the show. Is it? It'll probably say it on the schedule if you look at it. Is it? Yeah. Oh no, it just says Silver Eagle interview with Axon. Oh well, that's fitting.
Yeah, even Brony Born hates it now.
Yeah, Brony Born will go. Feeling regal with Silver Eagle. I'm your host, Silver Eagle.
I had no idea.
Whatever. I kind of eventually give up the radio voice and I just switch to my regular voice. You can kind of tell this is what I've done today, as I've switched to to my normal human being voice, rather than just because I've got such a bad cold and I don't feel like, being
with no
awesome.
You're all like, man, what is your opinion on?
Come on. I get to do that. I have to sound. I am a professional. I have to sound like I've got it together on the air, right? I have to. I'm wearing a suit right now for no good reason. We're on the radio, and I'm wearing a suit.
Are you really?
No. No. These are all hypotheticals or jokes or not true.
I know what that is.
What? You don't know what a hypothetical is?
I said I think I know what a joke is.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's hard to explain what a hypothetical is, actually. Because it's like...
What if this happened?
What if this happened? That right there. Like, what? That happening? No, the concept. Like, whatever. Anyway. Wow, how did we... there's
almost 2 hours.
We get that moment. We're totally space filling at this point. Let's just recap here. So we have been talking with. I've been Silver Eagle for one. Let's start with me. I'm Silver Eagle, and
Self promotion.
and that's Fruit Loops. Oh, I thought you were about to say hi. Say hi for
YOLO swag.
Yeah, don't say it. That's terrible.
Do you need to censor that?
I need to say, yellow swag are both 4 letters.
Yay!
You just say, yeah, buy some apple. Axon, thank you for really just soldiering through a solid 2-hour interview. Boy.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for joining us here on Lunar Radio, a proud part of the Ponyville Live Network.